have that kind of mechanical ability, but there are not a lot of situations you ain't seen. You know what I mean? There ain't nothing on this block that you have not experienced.
Yeah, and it's not even the fact that you don't have the reaction speed of some of these younger players, but it's like you said, it's that learned and lived experience that carries these players so far. But diving into game number 1 here on Small Battlefield, we have Dabuz and BeastModePaul ready to kick it off.
Sizzling already, dude. Look at that percentage already to 60%, and taking the stage. Got the advanced ability, the Accelerator coming out, just dancing all over this.
Hey man, you said that you have to have that good luck on your side already, and it looks like BeastModePaul already has some pretty good pulls going for him with the Sizzle and the Accelerator. Luma already off the stage, and this Sizzle is just racking up so much damage. Paul with the buff, you really got to respect some of these options coming out from here when he has that huge buff to his first swing.
Absolutely, and one of the big things that we've talked about is creating your own look with Hero as well. And so Dabuz, when he plays Rosalina and Luma, he is more of a zony control space type player. He's going to back away from you. He's going to make you come into him, and if you do that, you're going to get a chance to stack that deck in your favor, as we see right there coming out in beast mode, getting the first stock.
Good way from Beast Mode to close out this first stock, but now have to find a way to get back to the ground and, more importantly, maintain your presence around the Luma. Dabuz is doing such a good job of maintaining where this Luma needs to be, and whoop, the zoom from the depths to make it back to the stage. It's always one recovery I forget about, man.
Yeah, it definitely is, but you can see, I mean, I'm impressed with Beast Mode's ability to juggle, paying attention to what's going on the stage while cycling through the spells there, and that's something you really have to be able to do as Hero. But now just playing this a little bit more safely, saying, you know what, my MP's a little low, that's fine, I'm going to back away, I'm going to circle through the spells that I want, try to get my MP up and make you come into me, and Dabuz finally taking the game to him, seeing if he can get a little bit of space here and control towards Beast Mode, but Beast Mode's sitting comfortable right now.
Yeah, sitting really comfortably, but now getting a new stock and a new chance on life. Back up, and let's look at the positives here. You have full mana, now you have a chance to fish for some buffs. You have the Accelerator back on play, and this is where BeastModePaul made such great headway throughout that first stock. We'd love to see these little the wave bounce on the down B, just showing that BeastModePaul is playing with some extreme confidence right now.
He is, but one thing I want to give credit for to Buzz is that he has not given up his gameplay, being like, look, I'm going to sit away from you, and I'm going to let you rock those spells. Eventually, you're going to run low on MP, and you're not going to be hitting the spells that you want, and that's what I'm going to make my approach. That's when I'm going to take stage control, and that's when I'm going to try to get that edge guard kill. But right now, turned back around on his face as he's towards the ledge. And BeastModePaul trying to find his way back towards the center of the stage to get some of that damage going, but without the Sizzle to start this stock, he's struggling.
Yeah, he's really struggling to find opening, but like you said, it's almost like he's fishing for specific spells. We know that is the exact gameplay he wants, but Dabuz not giving him any chance to think. Great use of the spot dodge there, and now putting Luma in a position where BeastModePaul has to make a risky decision to get back to stage.
Yes, he does, and the zoom going to put him back on stage. You can see Dabuz right there was like, all right, is he going to go mid-stage? Is he going to go to the platform? Thought he might go to the middle of the stage right there. I think he was looking for an up smash, but decided to just bide out his time and get back towards this. That down B is going to be a huge tool in this matchup here for Rosalina, but if you keep Luma that far away from you, you're not going to be able to protect your little star friend.
Yeah, losing the Luma is a huge hindrance to Rosalina being a Puppeteer type player. The Sizz finally coming into play, but Paul, like you said, running pretty low on mana, so this could be the window where Dabuz just takes back that stage control and either creates a reversal or finally closes out the stock onto Paul with this buff.
Yeah, and you can see, I mean, Paul has done a pretty good job of trying to keep his space while Luma is alive, trying to get that off the board before approaching. But I'm starting to see Dabuz look like he's trying to bait that out, actually. Let the Luma die for a moment, and then that gets Paul close to you, and then when the Luma comes back, converting on that. And it looks like that's what he's going for right here. As the grab comes up, anticipating that shield, gets to the edge, running very low on MP. What can Paul do here from this edge guard position? Nothing just yet. Going to charge up a smash attack. It is going to hit. And there goes Dabuz, as now, again, MP still low here for Paul, but he's going to be able to accelerate himself to the other side of the stage.
Doing a real good job of cleaning up a stock there. Dabuz back in control right now, and I like how he's using the Luma to try and just dictate stage control right now. Paul still sitting pretty nice with his mana right now, and using that level 2 Thunder to just poke down the Luma. We know Luma has a pretty limited health pool, so I like the decision from Paul to just kind of keep poking at it, using that level 2 Thunder to chip down the health in a very efficient way.
Absolutely. Here's tilts, trying to get this action going, those up air strings that Rosalina has been known for, but a grab coming out here from Paul. Takes middle of the stage, but just hit a down air to your face, just the buzz, and comes back, sets up that Luma, gets the get up attack out so you can come in for a grab, and this time still not anticipating exactly where Paul's going. He's doing a really good job of mixing that up.
Dabuz having a little bit of trouble right now pinpointing exactly where Paul is landing, but that hasn't even been the main problem right now.
Right.
Dabuz has been able to get his combos and start setting up for these conversions pretty easily. Using this down B to kind of maintain the Sizz bounces online. I don't know if that's going to give him too many benefits against Rosalina and Luma, but
I was wondering the same thing. I was like, you know, I don't think that the Luma is going to count as anything that Bounce can interact with, so not sure. It might just be kind of a waste of MP there.
Could maybe even be cycling it out of the options as well,
right,
to just get rid of something else, but Paul chooses the zoom to make it back to the stage. Dabuz gets
this
the
time
read.
he gets him.
Yep, doing a great job of keeping up, and Paul is just reaching that critical mass percent, 146 on the board, having to find any way to stabilize.
Kaboom is a great way to do it, Dugs, but it doesn't get the stock just yet. But just run off and fair. It's a tale as old as time, baby. Take a sword to your face, and Dabuz, who looked like he had found control on that last stock, just all of a sudden loses it. And this is what we're talking about when we talk about Hero and his firepower and that potential to just turn something around on its head.
Doing a really good job of maintaining that composure. I think it is really nice to see that Paul is able to just enact this base plan that we have seen, where he is poking out, using the level 2 Thunder, constantly fishing for Sizz. That was much more prevalent over this match. I wonder if it's just due to the speed of the projectile and the damage scaling on it. Really great to see how Paul has been playing this overall.
Yeah.
I wonder do you think there's any benefit to going to a larger stage if you are Dabuz? I know we're staying here on small battlefield, but maybe there is a benefit to giving a little bit more space. I know it gives Paul time to breathe, but you can just basically paint him into a corner.
You can, but the problem is, you know, when you get him and you're able to get some of these spells out, like again, getting that sizzle, getting 50% now off 2 hits, you do have a better time and a better chance to react and get a down B on some of these projectiles from Hero if you have a bigger stage. It's something that I think that I would like to see. But I think Dabuz is saying, you know what, my biggest strength is my Luma, right? And keeping my Luma play in here as he gets ran all the way across the stage. So he likes the smaller stage with the Luma to be able to control the space, to be able to get the damage and see if he can get some stocks.
You're basically having to play against almost like a Jekyll and Hyde character with Hero, where the Acceleratl just completely changes the physics and how you have to interact with Hero. And even more importantly, the oomph and the other buffs that Hero can cycle to just jack up that damage. You have to anticipate so many different ways to approach, but Dabuz doing a good job trying to equalize the score right now and keeping BeastModePaul off stage.
Yes, he does. And oh, Dabuz had the read, but his jab was a little bit early. Doesn't get a conversion off of anything there. I think that he had caught Paul out of his jump, so it didn't get it back. But again, dealing with the Luma very well is Paul right now as he's off stage, being aggressive with his options off stage, getting a little bit more percent. And we'll see, can he finally get the stock? And he does. Great conversion right there. Gets a little bit of a heal off, and he's sitting in a pretty good spot.
Yeah, sitting in a great spot, and Paul has a fireball on deck as well for once the mana does go to his favor. Always scary to see the Hero F smash. You kind of have to hold your breath and hope that you're not going to get crit at any of those points. But Paul fighting slowly out of the corner, resetting the buzz off stage, and now just fishing up for these psych ups and other buffs. It's a great position to be in.
Absolutely it is. You get the Acceleratl, you get the bounce, you get the psych up right here, and you've got basically the trifecta of just flat buffs that you can get as Hero. He keeps trying to deal with this Luma, but Luma is just barely hanging on to this stage on small battlefield here as Zoom's going to put it back on the stage, but this time Dabuz goes, you know what, I've caught you. I know exactly where you're going, I got you.
Yeah, into the loving arms of Rosalina to clean up that stock. Fishing for more kabooms, and now Luma almost kind of working against Dabuz right now, where you do tank that larger hitbox with the kaboom and just kind of getting caught by the collateral damage. Able to go off stage with the Acceleratl.
Oh my, that's a mistake from Dabuz right there.
Yeah, unforced error coming out from BeastModePaul, but a lead is a lead, and Paul can slowly choke the life out of this game and try to move to checkmate.
Yeah, it is, and you can see, I mean, I'm loving the way that Paul is using the Acceleratle, and I really love, again, the small stage for this, because it's very similar to like a speed mode Schultz, right? You get a ton of aerial speed, you get a ton of flat speed, but you don't get the deceleration, and once you commit to an option, you're going that way until you burn that double jump, right? So you have to be able to commit to that, but when you're on a small stage like this, I mean, you can just kind of go in, go back out, and you're from one side of the stage to the other.
I cannot give Paul enough credit for this, but he's doing such a good job at controlling this Luma and constantly poking it down. It feels like Dabuz is basically playing the match 80% without a Luma, and we have the other portion for the recovery. Paul's unique, which it did reflect the Luma star bit there, so that is some of the application that Paul was looking for.
Yeah, he does. He gets the snooze here. He's going to try to finish off the Luma, but Dabuz doing a very good job throwing out aerials while he's off stage, keeping that Luma with an active hitbox, but he can't quite get it off the stage yet.
Yeah, it feels like this matchup is getting a little bit difficult for Dabuz to manage, where you have this large projectile with the sword, tons of poke with other options, and Paul can basically pick and choose when to engage if he does get the right buffs.
Paul's gone for the snooze a couple of times right there as Dabuz misses the up smash. Again, man, he's not really had that conversion online. We've seen a couple of opportunities to hit that, but instead he has missed it, you know, the majority of the times, as that second on the smash is going to take the stop. And Dabuz, again, a favorite. Had you talk to me tomorrow after pools, Dabuz, probably one of the 2 to 3 guys that you expect to have a really good shot at winning this tournament, is sitting on his tournament life right now against BeastModePaul.
Changing up the stage and going to Hollow Bastion, so this is kind of what I was thinking. You are opening up for a different chance. You do have only one center platform to hold on to, but Dabuz still riding with Rosalina and Luma. I do think this kind of can benefit Dabuz, where you can sit under this platform, use Luma to basically guard one side, and like I said, paint Paul into a corner. But to your point, he doesn't need to stay there very long. He's already just fishing for buffs and trying to take the game to Dabuz.
I also think that he thinks it'll be easier to cover the zoom landings here when it's just one platform you have to cover, and that up smash is going to cover the majority of that platform when you're under it, right? So like if you can just kind of get this sort of the side of the stage he's going to land on, might be a little bit easier to punish that. And I think Dabuz is like, I've had some opportunities there to convert some stocks that I have missed.
Good way there, poking out with the fair. Dabuz is looking for any ways to keep this hero off stage, just because we know the path to that recovery. No help from the zoom there. And Paul is just having a really tough time even getting buffs or trying to stay out of the pressure from Dabuz.
Yeah, he is. I mean, disadvantage while he's falling has been about the only time he's had to cycle through these spells to try to get something on as Dabuz. This is the Rosalina and Luma player that we were expecting coming into this set. Dominating the stage, controlling the presence, not allowing BeastModePaul to get anything going. But here we go, turning it around. You got to worry about that Luma behind you right here. Does finally get it to the other side, and we'll see what he does. Is he's going to hover over some of the spells to see which one he wants to end up going with. And he's burning a lot of his spells on the Luma, but I think it's a great decision, Lux, because Dux, he's done very well when Luma's been off stage.
Yeah, and not just doing really well at poking out the Luma. I think it's basically removing part of Dabuz's game plan entirely from this set. I think Paul's doing a good job of just poking the Luma, keeping it in a constant state of disadvantage. Right now, Dabuz is really doing a good job of holding this center stage, and like you said, continuing the advantage, but have to get back to the ground. Once Paul has taken this center stage away from Dabuz, it feels like now I can actually search for these buffs, gets the sizzle to close it out, and Paul still running away with the game.
Yeah, I mean, even despite the early deficit, he's able to take the stock first. Now we are dead even again as he does get some mana back, and he gets a couple of the buffs that he wants, zooms to the other side of the stage. Kaboom here, starting a combo off. I think he almost thought he was going to hit that up here, but Rosalina just a little bit too floaty. Luma is gone, though, and here he is at the edge with a chance to get it going. His snooze, oh, he's looking for that. If he hits that snooze, that's going to be a stock.
Yeah, he is absolutely looking for one of these haymaker blows to really try and cement this advantage ahead. You're on even stock, but right now it feels like Paul is in complete control. Dabuz can find a way back to the center, but it's all about maintaining pressure around this hero and how he's able to utilize these aerials so close to the ground.
Yeah. Again, dude, I think that Paul is doing a really good job here of he's going for, like you talked about, these haymakers, these one-shots, these really strong combos, but he's doing it at a time when he gets Luma off stage. You can see him here. He goes for kind of the stronger stuff once Luma's off because now he knows the threat's not there. He can get the stock, and he has got a huge lead here on one of the favorites to win the tournament, up 2-0, up a stock here. Dabuz fighting for his life as he tries to find any ground, but Luma keeps getting bullied by BeastModePaul.
BeastModePaul is in complete control, not just the puppet, but the puppeteer as well. Constantly poking with these level 2 lightnings. You can just see how much ground he's covering at any given moment with that side B and fishing for another psych up. You have to start respecting and getting any pressure you can onto Paul. Make sure he's not just cycling this menu because every hit is giving him more and more mana and adding fuel to the tank.
Yeah, and he has a one-track mind right now, does Paul. You can see when Luma is on stage, he does not care about Rosalina at all. It is everything being spent to get Luma off stage, and then it's time to convert here as he, again, gets a nice little trade, knocks Dabuz up in the air. He has almost lapped him in percent. He does get grabbed right here. What can Dabuz do? Looking for the down air. He does get it off to the side of the stage, and Dabuz with a chance here to stay alive.
Holding out and getting another buff. And again, Dabuz doing a good job of just kind of chewing through this mana, but Paul using the Flame Splash to hurt down this Luma, and it's already gone. Dabuz basically playing with one hand right now without this Luma.
And it's tough, but we're seeing him play patiently is Paul as Dabuz looks to try to find his way back towards the center of the stage. Wants to grab some stage control here. Aggressively in comes Paul. You see him shield the Luma. He really wanted to get that extra KO on the Luma right there, but Dabuz incredibly high on percent. A lot of buffs here onto Paul. He runs up. He gets the, was that the up tilt? Oh my lord. Great kill from Paul and a 3-0 against Dabuz. Something that I don't think anyone here expected. But this man is on a tear here at MomoCon.
And Paul absolutely playing with a fire and flash to end that set. What a great use of the psych up. Waiting for a little bit of lag that he had. Running up and closing that distance and closing out the set with the up tilt, like you said. But kudos to Paul, just great control of the Luma, using it to constantly poke out, using the sizzle. But Dabuz also had pretty good defensive play. I like the use of basically the orbital to try and get rid of those projectiles, but